We return. When we last left off, I believe we just got a sick burn. Thanks, Alice.
Hey! You want to start something, lady?
Calm down now, son.
Yeah, let's...
You don't cool off a bit and I'll have to throw you in one of these pods here.
Huh? Why?
Weren't you paying attention? They have a cold sleep function.
Ah.
I figured that ought to cool your head up.
Wait. Did you say cold sleep? That's where they freeze you, right? And you can stay that way for a really long time?
Yeah?
According to some records we found in here, until about 8 hours ago, there were 3 frozen people in these pods.
Oh.
3 people? Who? You mean 3 of us were...
Frozen?
We don't know. All we found was what was in the logs for the pods.
How long were they here?
No idea. Part of the logs were erased.
Huh.
All that's left is when the cold sleep function turned off. It records them thawing out, getting up, and that's it.
Then they could be anyone.
Well, anyone but you.
But me? What? Why not Alice?
Because you don't need a device like this to freeze Alice.
What?
Am I wrong?
Huh?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
You don't need to play dumb.
Is this all ice?
The water in your body isn't normal water. It's something called Ice 9.
Good old
It
Ice
freezes
9.
at 96.8 degrees. That means all you have to do to put yourself in cold sleep is drop your body temperature below 96.8. No fancy machine needed.
Where on earth did you hear that?
From Clover.
Oh.
Clover?
When we were exploring the lounge during the first round.
Oh.
I see.
Huh? Yes?
What's so funny?
Was she pulling
man.
Was she pulling your leg?
You fell for that one hook, line, and sinker, didn't you?
Yep. Huh?
Clover was messing with you. That is, if she even said anything to you at all. It was a lie. A joke.
It's a joke.
Joke? No, there's no way it was a joke. I'm sure about it. Your body is made of Ice 9.
Well, you're mistaken. It's a ridiculous misunderstanding. An urban legend.
With seemingly no other prompting, Alice launched into a lengthy explanation. Went something like this. At some point in the past, someone found a frozen, mummified Egyptian queen. This music's familiar. What was curious about this mummy, however, was that it remained frozen at room temperature. People began to refer to her as All Ice, which eventually became simply Alice. Rumors that her body was made of Ice 9 began to circulate, and her bizarre refusal to thaw only confounded them.
They say that the mummy finally thawed, and when it did, it began to move. And ever since then, I've had people say they thought I was her. I mean, really, how could anyone believe something so ridiculous? The existence of this mysterious Alice and of this ice that doesn't melt are just urban legends.
I mean, we did see her coffin. Why would people make that mistake about you in particular?
It can't just be because your name's Alice. There are tons of Alices.
Are you the
Is
Alice?
it because of your face and how you look?
Well, it is true that I am both beautiful and elegant.
Oh, I mean, okay, but...
Can I really be blamed if people think I'm an Egyptian queen? I don't think that's the only reason, though. Someone who made that mistake said something to me once. They claimed they'd seen me before. Of course, I immediately pressed the issue. Do you mean the mummy, Alice? I said. When? Where?
Where?
Of course, they were at a loss. In fact, I began to feel a little sorry for them. So I told them something. If you're so convinced, then maybe I am actually Alice. But maybe I've lost my memory and can't remember who I am. And so on and so on. I'm still not sure why Clover would tell you something like that, though. Even if she was just messing with you, it seems a little out of left field.
You really think she put that much thought into it?
Especially here, of all places.
She was probably just screwing with him, and it was the first thing that came to mind. Maybe she wanted to see if she could get him to believe something completely ridiculous.
Yeah. I could see her doing something like that.
Tenmyoji is in doubt.
Well, I think that's enough idle gossip for now. The cold sleep business is interesting, but I don't think it's terribly useful. We should go see if the other team has returned to the warehouse yet.
3 of us were in cold sleep. At Alice's request, we made our way out of the treatment center. Ding, ding. Wee. 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 Okay. That was a long trip. New warehouse. 3 doors. Oh, Memento Mori? This is...
It looks like another warehouse.
It looks like the same warehouse.
Hey,
Oh.
look.
3 more doors.
They're all glowing white. You think?
Chromatic doors? These might be the next set of chromatic doors.
I'd bet on it. Look,
Oh, yep.
they've got the same boxes next to them as the other doors.
So the next set of doors are white?
They haven't all been the same color before.
We definitely need to tell the others about this.
Right. Let's head back to floor A. Whee. What? Oh, okay. Unlock the door. Take the lift. Actual travel time. Thank you for that.
Ah, thank goodness.
Hi, Kay.
You finally returned. I was beginning to get anxious.
Did something happen?
Yes,
What?
it's Quark, you see. He
What?
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 What happened to Quark?
collapsed. It happened so suddenly. We were just searching our room.
What?
Uh-oh.
Please, you must hurry to the infirmary. Clover is looking after him, but his condition could change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Tenmyoji shoved Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, then ran off after him.
Quark. Come on, kid. Get a hold of yourself.
Tenmyoji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
Hey, what are you doing? He's sick, and we don't even know what's wrong with him. What if you make him worse?
Then what am I supposed to do? I have to save him.
Save? That seems a little extreme. Maybe he just has anemia or something.
No, that's not it. I know him better than any of you. He doesn't have anemia. He's never just collapsed before.
Well, then call an ambulance and stop freaking out about it.
With what and how and where?
This is serious.
Dio.
The infirmary seems pretty well equipped. There are plenty of diagnostic tools, but
Without a doctor, there's not going to be much we can do with him.
Oh, right. Well, we've got Luna.
Luna?
That's right. I remember Dio saying something. You have a medical license, don't you?
Wait, really? Is that true, Luna?
Huh?
Well, yes,
But
You have to take a look at him then.
we gotta do something.
Quark needs your help.
okay. I'll see what I can do.
Bless your heart, Luna.
I think that machine over there is a medical scanner. It's called an atom.
Oh,
It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose people.
yes, nuclear MRI. Does that thing can tell us what's wrong with Quark?
Yes. I believe it can.
I don't want to rush you, but the sooner the better. Just let us know if you need anything.
Of course.
Ooh. Nuclear MRI is legit. Just the premise sounds ridiculous, but... The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body. Within seconds, his results lit up the screen. Words too complicated for me to understand scrolled across it, and as she read them, Luna's face grew dark. She bit her lip and just stood there for a moment, looking down at Quark before she spoke.
Well, I know what's wrong with him. I feel so terrible saying this, but Quark has an infection. A viral infection.
Oh no.
Oh no? Don't tell me.
Yes. He's been infected with a virus called Radical 6.
Have you heard of this virus? Radical 6, I mean?
Yeah. I told Alice and Tenmyoji about it.
Fi and I heard about it from Luna.
Oh. Dio and Luna were two of the first people to investigate the infirmary. Must have seen the newspaper clipping that Quark found. Oh right, Quark found that. They stayed behind after the AB game, but they'd all split up and gone into different rooms. It seemed like one way or another, everyone had heard about Radical 6.
No. He can't. How could he have gotten infected? That's not possible.
Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible? Had Tenmyoji known about Radical 6 before the rest of us?
There must be something we can do! How can we cure him?
Well, Adam says there's an antiviral serum called Excelavir. It's the only way to counteract Radical 6. If we can inject him with some, he should be okay.
Where is it? Shouldn't it be in the infirmary somewhere?
We looked around, but we didn't see anything.
I don't trust a damn thing you say.
I mean, that's
I'm
valid,
asking
but...
Luna.
I'm sorry, but Theo's telling the truth. We didn't find anything.
Damn it. What about the other rooms?
Or the,
Sigma, what about you? Did you find anything?
No, nothing like medicine. I mean, it was just like a park. Yeah, lots of vegetation and stuff, but no medicine. Wasn't there a note in our safe?
What about you, Kay?
I don't know if it's relevant in this case, but... There was that, but that's not really all that relevant. IG is equals immunoglobulin.
Was there any medicine in your room?
We visited the laboratory. There were a number of chemicals and concoctions there, some of which were medicine, but nothing like what we're searching for, I'm afraid.
Oh, God. He's going to... Oh, God, no.
Look, just to be sure. The three of you went to the treatment center, right? And you're sure it wasn't there?
No, there was nothing even remotely like it. You went there too, didn't you?
I mean, briefly.
The only thing in the treatment center are those treatment pods.
And the only thing the treatment pods were for to treat that horrible burn Alice laid on Dio. Treatment pods. That's it. If we put Quark in one of those pods... For a moment, there was silence.
Quark?
What?
Quark! Oh, thank God.
You okay,
You're
buddy?
awake.
Get away from me!
What? What?
What? Quark, what are you...
Quark?
Sorry, Grandpa. I can't. I have to.
What?
After what? What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious? I have to escape.
What?
How?
Quark?
Like this.
What? Quark's hand moved like lightning. He'd grabbed hold of the scalpel and was driving it straight toward his heart. Stop!
No! Let go! Let go of me!
Pretty tough for a kid. Hey, guys, little help? I could use a hand here.
Yeah. Right.
Dio, get off your ass. Kay, you have metal hands. Phi,
Stop it!
you're stronger.
Let go of me, you jerks!
You're certainly agile. Tenmyoji! What the hell are you doing? Get over here! Tenmyoji! Can you even hear me?
Oh, right.
Damn you!
I'm pretty certain he just tried to kill himself.
Bastards! Why won't you let me go? I have to get out of this body!
What?
They can't lock away the soul! Once my body's gone, my soul can escape!
What?
Please! You have to let me go! Let me go! I'm trapped here! Let me die!
Ugh.
I have to die! Kill me! Somebody! Anybody! Kill me! Kill me! Kill me!
Jesus, this kid's lost it. Hey! Somebody get that scalpel away from him. Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks, whoever that was. Quark barely even seemed to notice the loss of the scalpel. He continued to scream and writhe like he was possessed. What are we gonna do? We've gotta calm him down somehow.
Luna,
Yes?
are there any tranquilizers in here?
No. Well, I mean,
What?
there's Superel Beta.
Soberil?
That's the anesthetic. The one that's in our bracelets. Good. Perfect. Hit him with some of that.
What?
Well,
He'll be fine. It's just an anesthetic, Tenmyoji. It won't hurt him, I promise.
yeah, it's
But...
just anesthetic, not
Just hurry up and do it!
not the muscle relaxer. That's part of
Come
the
on,
deadly
Luna.
combo. Luna, please.
Let me just... Okay, I've got it.
Good.
Okay.
Wait until he's... Now! Do it now!
Quickly! Don't get
No.
me instead. What?
Stop! Stop!
Uh,
respiration, blood pressure, brain waves, everything's normal. According to these readings, he's in a very deep sleep.
Well, that was terrifying. Alright, I guess we're good for now.
Yes,
What about the anesthetic? How long will it last?
he shouldn't wake up for a few hours.
Man, he sure was strong for such a little guy.
I think that might be the virus's fault. It probably attacks the part of the brain that governs reason. Without anything to hold it back, his body was using every ounce of strength it had.
Yeah? How do you know?
Huh?
I'm a medical
Well,
nurse.
How much
Licensed.
do you know about this Radical 6?
Oh, not much. I probably know about as much as you do. All I've seen about it is that newspaper article.
That the truth? I mean, it seems reasonable. That seems a reasonable medical conclusion based on the evidence we've been
Why
shown.
would I lie about that? I've seen other viruses do the same thing. I was just making a guess.
That's reasonable.
So
Still
when
concerning,
Clark tried
but-
to kill himself. Are you saying that was because of Radical 6 too?
Yes,
It's likely.
at least I think so.
So, what kind of virus is Radical 6? A very radical one.
What are you doing?
I turned and followed Tenmyoji's gaze. There stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. Apparently, she had been the one to take it away from Quark. The longer I looked at her, however, the more I wondered if she'd taken it to protect him, or for some other, more sinister reason. She didn't seem stable. In fact, she looked far more like Quark had a moment ago, than I was entirely comfortable with. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. Alice? Hey, are you feeling okay?
We're all going to die.
Huh?
We're all dead already. Only terrorists would resort to biological warfare. But they will. Soon.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about?
You don't understand? All of humanity is going to die. The virus will spread. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
Wait! Alice! Oh, fuck. We were all too stunned to even try to restrain her. We just stood there as she spun around and leapt through the door. Damn it! Holy fuck. I shook myself and took off after her. Those few moments of hesitation had put too much distance and too many doors between us. Shit. Which way did she go? Right? Left? Right again? I was still trying to decide when everyone else poured out of the infirmary.
You lost her.
Good job, Sigma. Yeah, I don't know which way she went.
Well,
Just
let's
listen-
split up and look.
Listen for the door
Quickly.
opening.
She can't have gotten too far.
Right.
Look, if you find her, it's probably best not to shout or anything.
Yeah.
Just do your best not to provoke her.
No sudden
Understood.
movements. Gotcha.
Tenmyoji, I think you should stay here with Quark. The rest of us can look for Alice. Sound good?
Yeah. I stay here. Got it.
All right, let's move, people.
This
Get going.
feels bad. This feels entirely bad. At Fi's command, we scattered, filtering off into the different doors. As I ran, I thought, Or should I look for Alice? Perhaps the lounge would be a good bet. Alright, I guess we're going to the lounge. No one here, huh? Damn. Where did she go? Planning wasn't going to help. Anything. I need to go look somewhere else. Well, okay, we're going downstairs then. Okay, door green. This takes us to the treatment center. Are you in here, Alice? Question mark? That's a jellyfish. That's a safe. That's a... Something looks different there. Shoot. Nothing in the treatment center either. We need to find her quick. She's gonna do something bad. If we hadn't stopped the Quark. Need to hurry. Head to the garden next. That looks like a panel is lit up on one of those things. I don't remember if that panel was lit up when we were there before. I feel like it wasn't. But I don't particularly remember. It was 20 minutes ago. And my memory is kind of shit. Still a garden. Still vegetables. Only got a few steps in the walkway through the grass when I stopped short. What? What? Not it! Alice!
There you are. Good. I'm glad you showed up.
Uh-huh?
I just got here a minute ago. She was like this when I found her. When you showed up, I was getting ready to carry her to the infirmary.
Then she's, alive?
Yeah. Her breathing and pulse seem normal. She doesn't appear to have any obvious external wounds.
So she's just unconscious?
Looks like it.
What about the scalpel?
Doesn't look like she has it.
Okay.
Figure she probably dropped it on the way here.
Huh.
Anyway, we need to get her to the infirmary. Give me a hand here.
Okay, right. Alice was lighter than I'd expected, and Fi and I managed to set off toward the infirmary at a brisk trot. One brisk trot later?
Alright, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Her results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
That's bad. On our way back, Fi had gone off to retrieve the rest of the participants. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no.
No! What's going to happen to her?
Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. There's a special antiviral treatment. Do you know what immunoglobulin is?
Oh!
Immunogoblin?
No, Dio.
It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6. Those antibodies are the basis for Excelavir.
Wait, what about those pods in the treatment center? Can't we just stick them in those?
Right. I thought of that too, so I went and took a closer look at them. Unfortunately...
They can't cure it.
Correct. They can suppress the symptoms for a while, but they can't kill the virus itself. The only way we can help Alice and Quark is if we can find some Excelavir.
But the pods will keep them from getting any worse, right?
Yes.
Well, then what are we waiting for? One of you, grab Alice. We're going to the treatment center.
Alright, we're going. As we spoke, Tenmyoji moved over to Quark and lifted his small, unconscious body off the bed. Quark shifted slightly as Tenmyoji moved him, and something fell out of his pocket with a soft clink. What? Bent down slowly and picked it up. What? Is this medicine?
What?
What?
Well, what is it?
Excelavir. Hold on. There's a name on the label here. Excelavir.
Excelavir! You found it, Sigma?
Cue the dramatic animated screen. You found
It's
it!
the one thing that can cure Radical 6.
Clover, your face was already there. And you just jumped out to do another dramatic
Why
clap.
did Quark have it?
I have no
Perhaps
clue.
he found it earlier.
Earlier when?
We explored the laboratory. It was on the other side of the red door. I happened to notice Quark putting something in his pocket.
He hid it?
Whether or not that was his intention is unclear. I did not have the opportunity to ask, as he collapsed immediately afterwards. It didn't feel appropriate to go digging around in his pockets for it after that. To be honest, it had also slipped my mind.
That's
We
fair.
were rather preoccupied with getting him to the infirmary as quickly as possible.
Also fair.
Who cares about the details? We have it. Hurry up and give it to him, Luna.
Hey, hold on a minute.
What about Alice?
What about Alice?
Does it really matter?
Is there
if she
enough for
goes
both?
first or not?
Is there enough for both? I feel like that's an important question here.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we can do that.
What?
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 There's only enough here for one person.
Ah.
The only way we have to administer this is with the injection gun. And the way it functions,
Is
it
with the-
uses a whole bottle each time you pull the trigger.
In other words, we can't split the dose in two or something.
Right.
Well, we all stood stunned. Fly moved. Stepping over to Quark, she quickly ran her hands through his clothes, then stepped back with a frown and a small shake of her head.
Nothing. That one bottle was it.
Do you think there might be some more back in the lab?
No. Unfortunately not.
No.
Shit.
Oh, God.
Just enough medicine for one dose.
Only one person can be saved.
Time to
Who should we
decide.
give it to?
Alice or Quark?
What the hell is this? There's no way we're only going to save one of them.
Then what are we going to do?
Immunoglobulin. Do I have to spell it out? We're going to save them both. But how, Sigma?
How?
I haven't thought that far ahead yet. You need to calm down. The prospect of saving them both just sounded really good in my head. Think. There'd be some way to save both of them. It was there, I knew it. What? Okay then.